Okay, thank you very much for today, and I really appreciate that invited this annual event. I think it's already my third time to make a kind of presentation in PMI event. I'm really glad to be invited again. And I think this year it's a quite unique year because worldwide COVID started last year, but spending 1 year period, I think many of people started getting used to living in such environment, and also in terms of our business wise, slightly started stabilized. Of course, there is still affection widely in economy and also a social life. But since the time when COVID started spread out last year, after 1 year, more than 1 year, I think pretty much better. So today, I think I'm going to make presentation very focusing on leadership today. And it's not directly related to project management itself, but leadership skill, leadership ability is a really key factor to survive in current situation. I mean the very uncertainty over the world. So that today I'd like to mainly focus on leadership, which I'm really prioritizing right now. So let me start. Recent years, due to variety of uncertainty over society and business environment, we leaders are required to change our leading style. I'm CEO of Mobicom Corporation, a Mobicom Group. However, in my mind, always I'm thinking I'm one of the leaders. Then. Not only just controlling purpose management, but leading is the main function for us, I'd say. Then nowadays, particularly past 1 year and a half, we over the world face a really severe and unique and very first time situation for us. And that's why I think in order to cope with such uncertainty, we leader has to change. Then I think I would say old style commanding and controlling style leadership is already out, and then new way of leading style will be required. And then instead of telling people what to do, instructing, and leaders should ask the team more by open-ended question. I think many of people here knows what the meaning of open-ended question and what the difference from closed-ended question. I will not touch on detail, but very briefly saying, closed-ended question case, leader will ask question, request something, team member will say yes or no. But on the other hand, open-ended question will be like this. Reader will ask them to think how to do, what to do, when to do, where to do, something like that. So that this closed-ended question, open-ended question is totally different in reading style. So that more and more, I think open-ended question will be required for reader to the team nowadays. Then, moreover, instead of sticking exactly to plans, readers should adjust the goals as new information emerges. Because as I touched on nowadays, so much uncertainty is emerging around us. So that if we keep sticking to exactly to the original plan or initial plan or schedule and methodology process, we may cause blocking by ourselves, to ourselves. So that's always we need to adjust. And plus, instead of working from the guts, just like a mentality, readers should relying on more like a data and information and with analysis of it. So that's, I think traditionally, many people will imagine reader is like a strong, powerful, strong guts and mentality, split mind. Such type of reader was, I think, preferred in the past. But nowadays, it's different. Then, now we can call this old-fashioned reader style model is traditional reader. And then new style is emerging reader. As I'm showing on the screen, today's agenda is a traditional reader and the emerging reader. Then we need both ways, both style, which means by right hand, left hand, grab both, ambidextrous readership. Such balance is, I think, nowadays really required. It shouldn't be, in the side of emerging reader side, always. It shouldn't be always in the side of a traditional reader. So that's, I think, well balanced. And also, depending on the situation, TP or time, place, occasion, I think distinguishment is really important, I think. So, let's move on. Today, I would like to introduce 7 balances, let's say tensions, between traditional reader style and also emerging new reading style. So, balance 1, tension 1 is expert type of reader versus learner type of reader. I mean traditional style and emerging style. Expert reader case, generally speaking, in the past, those type of reader had great performance, had great experience in the past in company or variety of a project. Then, based on such a high performance, reputation, much knowledge, much experience, high skill, they're gonna be appointed as a reader by company. It's great because it's a kind of important property and asset for company on business operation. However, companies expecting further growth, further performance in the future. Or company will expect well managed of against uncertainty in environment, right? But those type of reader may have kind of limitation because they got appointed as a reader based on their past history, experience, knowledge, experience. But companies expecting their reading skill for the future, but for the future, there is a lot of uncertainty. Even not in future, right now, we are facing very uncontrollable situation around us, like COVID, right? In that case, there might be kind of risk, inappropriate decision or reading and direction by such type of reader or reading style, right? That's why new reader, emerging reader case, more like learner. Learner type of reader is really focusing on future. So that, of course, they must have a kind of experience, skill, knowledge, and practice since the past. However, against certainty, against unstable situation, environment, such type of emerging reader will ask and run always without any hesitation to team members or variety of people. That's why there is a lot of flexibility and adaptability for any business environment change and innovation. So, however, we have to be careful. Emerging reader case, Of course, they have a flexibility and adaptability about something new, and they can ask someone else, learn from someone else, always flexibly, without any hesitation. However, if they do too much, reader cannot rely on others always, and then by relying on others, reader will lose its trust, his own trust and authority and power, right? We, reader, is not like a freshman. We can't ask something always to someone else, right? So that between such expert type way and learner type of way, between those, we have to play a role as a reader. This is balance one I'd like to touch on. Then let's move on to balance two, the constant type of reader, the adapter type of reader. This is also very important. Constant reader case, reader has very strong decision making and the conviction and the consistency. Those three are typical advantage and also important minds and speed as a reader, right? Strong decision making, conviction and consistency. Go straight, chigere, yaware, right? However, again, I will repeat, there is huge uncertainty for us in our society, in our human life, and business operation. If so, such strong conviction and consistency may block against something new, right? You can't always keep going straight. You may have to turn around, you may have to turn right, left, or turn back, withdraw. That's a necessary, right? So that's more like adaptability will be required for decision change and review, reconsideration. Review and reconsider, those are really key factor for readers. Maybe it's same as the project management. Project manager knows everything, full situation, overview of situation. Then she will predict what's going to happen in the future in the project in the remaining period. In that case, if she knows this project will not be successful if we keep going straight, how he's going to manage, she's going to manage? Of course, she has to review, reconsider, then worst case, timbre, course change, it's needed, right? That's why reader is the same. Constant reader, adapter type of reader, between those two characteristic way, we need to keep balance. If not managed well, reader become just too much rigid, stringent about anything, then perverse. Moreover, if we reader is in the side of adapter reader side too much, in that case, we can't manage everything well because it may become too much wishy-washy. Always fluctuating, always unstable. That's not good way, right? Then let's move on balance three, the tactician type of reader. This is traditional versus visionary reader. Tactician reader case, always respect to operational clarity, accuracy, and a well-defined plan from A to Z, from 1 to 10. Then from April to 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, what's gonna do? Well managed. It will be required, of course, still now, but if it's too much, look, how many projects, how many plans was required to change during past 1.5 years period. My company, Mobicom case, I think past 1.5 years period, multiple billion value project needed to be reviewed and changed. Some of cases postponed, right? So that if it's too much, operational, well-defined way, like this drawing, GPS map, right, left, together about it, go straight 50 meters, we can't cope with uncertainty, right? So that, plus, there may be better route, there might be better option, and the plus team member, subordinate may have good idea, better idea, but it will limit. It's not good way, right? So that, on the other hand, against tactician side, visionary leader, always giving a direction, roughly, where to go, that way. Of course, this is an essential part of a leader, but if it's too much, it may become groundless and also less reality, and also becomes very lofty, unrealistic, intangible. Leaders just saying, let's go that way. Oh, there is a kind of uncertainty. No problem, overcome, let's go. It sounds good, but realistically speaking and in practical level, there may be difficulty to overcome. So that, we have to play a role between tactical way, leadership, and visionary leader. Balance is very, very important. Let's move on. Balance for teller type and the listener type. Both are very important. If leader is a quiet, silent person, it doesn't make sense. Teller is important. So, instruction first, what to do, how to do. Teller type is always instructing. Honestly speaking, I'm in this side. Instruction first, how to do, what to do. Then, but if it's too much, there may be risk of missing important information from subordinate, team members, or colleagues around myself, around yourself, right? But on the other hand, listener type of leader, listening first. What's going on? Okay, let me know your idea first. Then instructing. However, if I keep listening to you always as a reader, what will happen? Reading authority, power will be lost. Then, if reader will not be able to give any instruction, what's going to happen? Team will lose direction, right? Then reader has to check, let's go that way, not that way. But what do you think? Do you have any other idea to go that way? Combination of telling and instructing plus listening, asking is very important, I think. Such situation we had a lot past 1.5 years period. Next, balance of 5, power holding leader and a power sharer. In the past, many years historically, king had absolute power. Then people follow king as a leader, right? It's good. However, nowadays it's different. King, let's say leader, executing authority free, decision making from the top, do it. Let's do it. And independent action. In that case, risk of alienating and marginalizing promising talent. Leader's responsibility is not just keep instructing by his own favor, right? I am leader. My responsibility is to use my team members in appropriate timing, right timing, and right place, right occasion. Let's say time, place, occasion, TPO, right? I cannot handle, I cannot fight, I cannot compete, I cannot move by myself, everything. But if I keep doing, keeping power to myself only, what's gonna happen? Limiting important talent of team members, subordinates. That's why, as much as possible, we leader need to use his or her, our own team members' talent. On the other hand, emerging style is a power sharing. Delegation of authority and empowering others toward goal, move forward, right? However, if it's too much, it's just negligence of leadership, right? There may be a huge risk of undermining leaders' authority by delegating and sharing authority too broadly. Lose of control. Team will scatter. All subordinates start doing by themselves what they want to do based on their own decision. That's why delegation of power, holding power, this balance is super important. By delegation and sharing authority and power to subordinate team members, surely we will be able to maximize the potential ability and capability effectively and smoothly and timely. Leaders shouldn't become blocked. Next, balance 6, Intuitionist and Analyst type of leader. Traditional one is Intuitionist, Analyst is a new style. In the past, leader was more like required to have strong guts, leadership, speed, mindset, right? Then, based on his or her own intuition coming from his own spirit and mind and experience, right? But if it's too much, in that case, there is a huge risk decision making on outdated, maybe too late, too old, and biased heuristics. That's not good. However, on the other hand, in the beginning, as I touched on, more analytical, factor-basis reading is nowadays required. It's digital era. From analog era to digital era, technology change. In that case, our reading style also has to be transformed from analog way to digitalized way. So, same, analytic reading. Fact, data-based decision making. But if it's too much, risk of overlooking of valuable insights and from past experience in the, his or his own past. Always, I say, on business process or business operation, we need very important 3 factors. One is based on our 5 senses, experience, right? Then next is academic intelligence. You can study something in school, right? And plus, academic intelligence doesn't tell you very, very deep local market situation, customers' response, or uniqueness of Mongolian market, right? That's why business intelligence through experience is also important. By those 3 combinations, we can have right meaning of intuition. Let's say business sixth sense. So, those are very important. Again, between Intuitionist type of reader, intuition-based, and analyst-based, both balance, very, very important. Then, last one, perfectionist reader. and Accelerator. Perfectionist reader is more like a manager type of reader, right? Perfectionist reader case, precise planning, execution, step-by-step, perfectly stable move forward. That is important for perfectionist type of reader. But nowadays, how you can calculate precisely situation. COVID, no one could, right? Not only COVID, even before COVID, there was a huge change in society by digital technology. Traditional business process, traditional business operation, environment, and the players in the market restructured, right? So that it's difficult to make it precise plan and the step-by-step perfectly. If stick too much, this will happen. Risk of delaying the launch of key initiative or directive. Okay? Main goal is to move right hand side, right? However, which size of tire is good? What type of frame? Steel, aluminum? Thinking too much from the beginning to make perfect car. Then as a result, you can't move forward, right hand side in screen, right? Then accelerator reader. In other words, agile reader. Totally different. Action first, trial first, then check and fail first. Totally different, right? So, if goal is to move forward, right hand side in screen, even skateball, even kickball, even bicycle and motorcycle, whatever it is, it's okay. Step by step, moving right hand, then creating something new in parallel. It's a totally different from the pathway perfectionist style, right? I think this pictures, many people may see it in the agile explanation, right? From the beginning, perfect thing, then spending too much time, spending too much resource and time, money. However, right hand side, whatever it is the way, moving right hand side, that's very important. But if we too much relying on this way, agile, risk of unexpected failure, because basically agile way is failure first, then repair, modify, then rebuild first. Means if that first failure is a huge catastrophic failure, what will happen? It's gonna be tough to overcome, recover, right? That's why always that balance between those two is very, very important. So now, up to now, I introduced traditional leadership and emerging leadership. How important it is to keep balance between those ways. Ambidexterity, both hands strong, right? Then each person, me and you have uniqueness and typical behavior, characteristic behavior as a leader, right? Then I think you will be able to measure which side I'm in. Traditional side, emerging side. No need to say which is right, which is wrong. Sometimes we need traditional. Other time we need an emerging way. That's why we don't need to judge. You are good, you are bad. Just main point is we should measure the which point we are in, which side in 7 those balance. I'd like to touch on summary. Ambidextrous leadership, both way, traditional way, then emerging way, both strong, keeping balance. Whichever it is, I can take, I can use. That's very important, right? There are two key points. First, whoever it is, as long as you are a reader, readers can improve their effectiveness by developing the ambidextrity of those 7 key points to move between the two as the context requires, right? I mean, any reader can develop this balance, right? That's very important. Of course, each reader has a uniqueness and a characteristic behavior. But once you understood which side you are in, then with knowing your positioning in those 7, balances, I think it's adjustable. Number 2, cognitive and behavioral ambidextrity can be mastered by focused effort. I've already touched on this. I mean, identification and the recognition of your positioning between those 2 types of leadership style. I think it's possible to improve and you can master the way to distinguish, to use, based on time, place, occasion, TPO. Right? Then, how shall we master? How can we master such ambidextrous reader skill? 1, self-awareness and the understanding of yourself. Where is your comfort zone between those 2 ways? Right? Just earlier I touched on. Better to measure your positioning, which side you are in. Tactician type, visionary type, or agile type, or perfectionist type. Based on those 7 tensions, balances, you measure, and the self-awareness is very important. Then, another point is not only self-analysis, awareness, feedback from someone else, team member, my member, colleagues, bosses, your bosses. That will be very good. Feedback from third person about your reading style. Number 3, learn, adapt, practice, then develop a portfolio micro behavior to address the tensions which you don't manage well. So that once you knew which side you are in, you can make you can measure, right? Then once you know, each time you can reconsider your reading behavior, reading methodology, right? I'm always instructive reader. In that case, okay, terror type. In that case, okay, this time, as much as possible, I will try to reactively instruct the teams. Maybe listen first. Such micro behavior adjustment is very, very effective, intentionally. Okay. Number 4, more professionally by third-party external coaching, then enhance reading skill ability. But from number 1, number 2, number 3, I think any reader can challenge and try, right? Then, lastly, before the end, we are reader. In order to become effective, productive reader, then traditionally charismatic reader, there is a way I introduced. Then, in order to become a more effective reader means not expansion of our own current leadership approach, okay, but distinguishment in right timing, right occasion, right place, based on TPO and balance. Which side we go? Traditional reading style may be better, or emerging style will be better, or characteristically, always traditional, so that micro behavior change. Let's try. By doing so, it's possible to develop, improve more ourselves. Then it requires both contextual awareness, time, place, occasion, etc., and the emotional intelligence. Maybe it's repeating, so I will not touch too much. But emotional intelligence, EQ, is very important as a reader. Then, finally, not only observation ability, insight ability is very important. Observation ability, insight ability, those are quite related to communication skills, basic, right? Communication skills is really important and a fundamental factor for reading, right? That observation, how much information you can get. Then from that information, insight, deep insight. Such ability is very, very important. Then we distinguish in a traditional way, emerging way. So, I think those are very essential and important as a reader. And in order to overcome and cope with huge uncertainty, which started since last year, COVID, maybe even after COVID, variety of unpredictable situation will come up to us. Something is good, something is risk, danger. But as long as we have such understanding as a reader, reading skill, I think we will be able to read the themes. This is how I'm thinking. Then this is how I'm trying to do as a reader. So, this is all what I wanted to convey to everybody today. Thank you very much, all of your attention. Masif Bayura.
Маш баярлалаа Хамада санда. Бүгдээ ажил стримдэр байгаа учраас бас ажиллах шаардлага гарч ирлээ. Сонирхолтой илтгэл тавьсан явдалд баярлалаа. Яг ажиллах хэрэгтэй вэ гэж хэлэхэд манай эхний илтгэгч маань цагийн зөрүүнөөс болоод жоо хоцорж орж ирсэн. Хамада сан маань бас байсан тулдаа маш хурдцтайгаар маневр хийж хурдан дасан зохицоод ажил стримд ажиллаар илтгэлээ тавьж дуусгасан баярлалаа.